Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mike, and today I am sitting down with Atomic Zero. He is going to be a member of the cast on our upcoming tabletop RPG set in the Savage World in a cyberpunk setting in 1980s Boston. Say hello to Brian here.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing out there?
So,
Absolutely excited for this. This is going to be great.
yeah, I am super excited, and I had the pleasure of meeting you last year, and you are going to be a great fit. So, welcome to the team.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for having me.
So let's jump right into it.
Okay.
How long have you been playing TTRPG systems?
Oh boy, I've been playing them ever since high school in true basement hunting D&D, and then kind of off and on. So I've been, I would say, seriously back into them probably in the last 5 years. So I'd probably say I've been like fully back into the genre the past 5 years.
Okay. All right. And so how did you first discover TTRPGs?
I kind of always knew, because my uncle is just as nerdy as I am, so I kind of always knew the old D&D lifestyle, but I never really had anyone that was super like into it. Like it was mostly just video game RPGs.
Okay.
And then I had a buddy in high school that just was like, "Hey, you want to try this out?" And I think it was like a completely and utter homebrew system. I don't even know what D&D system it was back then, but yeah,
Okay.
he just like got a bunch of us in his garage and just started playing. I think I was like a gnome wizard or sorcerer or something like that. It was an interesting little campaign.
Do you remember the character's name?
No, not whatsoever. I just remember one time I said, "I'm journeying to the tavern," because we just entered into a town. He's like, "It took you 7 days to hike there." I'm like, "God, okay, fine, you're literal, okay."
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what aspect of TTRPG systems do you enjoy the most? Is it the combat? Is it the role playing? Is it like the intrigue or figuring out the puzzles?
I would say it's mostly the role playing out of all things. It's the little things that give it life, it's the little nuances. It's that one player like spilling over a cup because their mind was somewhere else, so it could give you an opening to get to the cashier's box or to like slip a hand in a drawer. Like it's those little things. I really love the aspect between characters, the party, and like the DM and sense of the world that gives it life. So I really just love that person to person, character to character talking.
Okay. All right. And have you ever played a modern setting?
I have. I've played. I've been as modern as 40,000 years into the future.
Okay.
As well as I've done cyberpunk, or not cyberpunk, Shadowrun, which is also a cyberpunk setting.
It's definitely
it's
cyberpunk.
modern day.
Yeah.
It's exactly like 2000s era, turn of the century.
Wow. Relevant.
Oh yeah, no, I love cyberpunk a lot. Which is funny because in cyberpunk, Boston is like almost like a completely I believe it's like a completely off limits zone. So this is kind of like a cool little thing.
Yeah, it's like the reverse here because
exactly.
I'm not going to give away too much story in this, but it's going to be very interesting. The time I've put into building this world has been absolutely amazing.
No, I'm thrilled.
So you're a fan of the cyberpunk genre as a whole, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a massive cyberpunk geek. I mean, I come from an engineering background. All the games I tend to love, usually have some form of sci-fi. I've only primarily read fantasy and sci-fi books. I mean, I have a sci-fi tattoo on my arm. I love like the biomechanical, meshing machine with flesh kind of thing.
Yep.
Even like 40K where you have like technomancers and everything else. Like, oh, I really dig the genre.
Awesome. So what would give me your top 2 favorite cyberpunk movies?
Ooh, cyberpunk movies. Now you put me on the spot. First one that comes up was iRobot, just because I just loved how they played almost like instead of the human going towards the robot going towards the human. I kind of really liked how they played that one off. I mean, Blade Runner is always a classic.
It's the Godfather. It's the Godfather right there. Yep.
And then the one and some of the Wasteland-esque cyberpunks, almost like
dystopian. Yep.
Yeah, the dystopian ones. But I'm blanking on the one that recently came out in the deserts. I was filmed in Australia. Why am I blanking on it? with all the cars and everything else.
Mad Max or
Mad Max, like even like I know it's like kind of like more of an apocalypse movie,
Yep.
but you know there's still even then man with machine. Like I just love that that level of stuff.
excellent. Alrighty, and so let's talk. We're gonna talk about your character. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. We're not giving too much away, but where did you get the influence for your character?
Okay, so I've been trying to figure this out in terms of the best way of describing it. So right now, the best way I can describe him would be if Aladdin was raised in the inner city, and got into the wrong crowd.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, so it's actually kind of funny because when I first thought got approached for this campaign, the first thing I wanted to do was be as nerdy and scientific as I wanted to be, in terms because I wanted to try to be like an engineer in this whole thing and be a tinkerer.
Yep.
But then, as people started talking about what they were thinking about in their characters, I'm like, you know what? Let's go completely outside my comfort zone. What do I want to be? And so I really thought of just this guy who, he's out of everyone else in the group, he's probably, the least intelligent, has not ventured, has lived probably within the same square city block of the metropolis all his life.
Yep.
And he's a sensation seeker. He's a thrill seeker. He needs those little moments of whether it's a new drug, a new conversation, a new height, a new danger. He just needs something to keep on feeling like he's living something new.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So with us using Savage Worlds for this system, do you have any experience with Savage Worlds?
Only by name and by like things I've heard from people, not anything firsthand.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Which cast member do you think your character will have the most static with?
Static as in friction or static as
friction.
In like friction?
Yeah.
Most likely probably going to be one of our two like hacker tech guys.
Yep.
Because I have a feeling he's going to be like, get to the hard drive, do the thing. That doesn't work like that. And he just like pulls out a pistol and like shoots it. He's just like, okay, I got it. like I can already tell he's gonna get on a lot of their nerves.
That's fun. All right.
It's he's a gearhead. He's just gonna take a monkey wrench and hit it till it does something.
Till it does what he wants.
Thinking.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a curious guy who just needs immediate feedback. So like, if it needs to open and it's not open, well, take a chainsaw to it. Like, do something. Come on.
Excellent. Is there any part of the character that you're drawing inspiration from yourself in?
I will say there is, in the sense of I'm trying to do something opposite of myself.
Yep.
So like, because of this character's aspect in terms of, so one thing that is exactly like myself, I'm trying to make him a little bit more loyal to the team members, in the sense of he's the type of like no man behind, no matter how much he hates them.
Yep.
He probably can never leave like a homie behind, kind of thing.
Okay.
So that's one thing. And then another thing that I think that's specifically about this guy that's a very opposite of myself is he's a perpetual optimist, probably to the point of annoyance.
Okay.
Like nothing's going to go wrong. Like he's completely oblivious to danger. It's just like every idea sounds amazing. So like I'm intrigued to like play that aspect of him and just see where it goes.
Awesome. And which character on the team do you think that you'll identify or gravitate towards most?
I think actually Cyclone Jack's character, in the sense of, we're going to be living together. We're going to be to the point where I think it's going to be kind of like, we're going to be kind of the odd couple, but in a good way. Like, I feel like I'm going to be the character that never shuts up, but I feel like he'll be the strong, broody type that doesn't really say much in the corner. But I think at the end of the day, we do have some common ground, which is, the whole reason why we're living together. And we have like a very large, we have a very important tie in my backstory. That's probably more important than me than it is to him. So I think for my character, he'll focus on that more than probably the rest of them, which are a little bit more like maybe about acquaintance level, maybe not much more than that.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So what are you most excited for in the upcoming campaign?
I'm actually truly excited to see this world unfold, because one thing about Savage Worlds, it allows the DM and the universe to be whatever you want it to be. So I'm super excited about that. I'm really extremely excited to see just how far the cyberpunk goes, like to see like what you're envisioning for an 80s dystopian Boston. Like I'm really excited just to feel out this world for to get my hands into it, because right now I have an idea of like who my character is, where he comes from, what he does, but until like I get like head first into it, I'm not really gonna know who he is until I start playing him. So I'm just like super excited about the universe.
Excellent. And I think out of the cast, you are probably the only other one that can do a Boston accent. So let's hear it.
Oh God, not even a good one. What's that good? Yeah, very typical. Yeah, like, hey ma, go go park the car and have it yard. What the fuck are you doing? You piece of shit. What, your mom never teach you how to fucking steal a car? Come on.
Oh, that's good stuff. Well,
Yeah,
my name's Mike, and this is Brian, and we'll see you in the Nexus soon.
See you later, guys.